Okay, we have the output of a JNX ignition module triggering an MSD. It's a digital 6201. I think that's the part 6A, part number 6201. Yeah. Okay, and we're demoing this new scope. So I'm going to shut it down. You give it a short press to shut it off, and then a long press to turn it on, and you get the startup screen. And auto is to, when you've got a strange waveform, it will, okay, short press. It will recalibrate to that new waveform. So these little indicators on the bottom, half volt per division times 1, 5 milliseconds per square. Okay, so those are the operating parameters, and there's a little toggle push button on the top. You can toggle it left or right. Okay, and whatever is active will turn up in blue. So let's just toggle it to the right and see what we get. Okay, the arrow changed from yellow to blue. Okay, so that arrow shows you where ground is. And now that it's active, we can move the display by pressing the up or down button. Okay. So we'll just put it down. Okay. And then we'll scroll to the next one. Okay, it says half volt per division, but it's not because we're in times 10 and scope is ever times 1. So we'll toggle to that, the attenuation, and we'll change it by pressing either the up or down. So now we are in times 10, and notice that the volts per division changed. So that's now correct, half volt per division. So it's about 2.5 squares, so it's about 15 volts, 13 volts, okay? And then we're gonna scroll to the next one. Okay, that's 5 milliseconds per division. And we're idling at about 1,000 RPM. So let's see. Okay, so there's all 8 cylinders firing, and that's 10 milliseconds per division. And there's 2 milliseconds per division. And they give you a little probe calibrator. I noticed that the probe, this gray probe, is connected to the output of the ignition trigger, which is triggering a JNS box, and the ground of the probe is this thing here, and you've got to connect it to a ground. So they give you this little tweaker. Okay. I've got some modeling clay to hold my phone. Okay. So there's a little hole on the front of the on the body of the probe. You put your tool in there, and you can adjust for peaking or rounding of the waveform. Okay, so okay, and we want DC coupling. Okay, so the mode. Notice that the the mode, you can cycle from auto trigger to normal trigger to single trigger. Normal, single. And notice that when you go to single, it puts you in stop. So we're going to go back to normal, and we'll push run again. Okay. And see there, it's active again. And if you hold mode in, you give mode a long press, it will change this. This is the triggering slope indicator. So right now it's indicating negative trigger. So we're triggering on the falling edge. That's where the left edge of the scope is. Notice it's triggering on the falling edge. So we'll give it a long press, and there it switched to positive edge triggering. So now we're triggering on the positive edge. Okay, so this is the signal that goes to the JNS. So on Damien's car, he's got the Holley triggering a JNS. So this is what you should be seeing, Damien.